Good evening. Oh, I forgot to put my headsets on. Here, let's see. There we go. No wonder. Thank you for showing up to In the Green Room again at 5 p.m. on Tuesday. And today we're going to be, let me shut this down here. Today we're going to find out a little bit about this incredible independent movie theater right here in Lambertville. It's the host of many different programs, and it's a wonderful operation going on there. And I don't live in the neighborhood, but I do get there every once in a while. But my good friend Greg Arola, oh God. How do
Vinny, I'm shocked.
Iola.
I'm shocked.
Arola.
Vinny, a lawyer.
I just got to think that you're a lawyer, and then I could say, a lawyer. There we go. And we have the new executive director, Andy Holtzman. I got that right. Oh.
Thank you, yeah. And you don't even know me.
One for two, Vinny.
One for two.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good, actually, for me. Anyway, it's right around the corner here, and so many things going on there. I looked at the schedule and got some nice stuff going on, and I love the fact that it's not the mainstream stuff. It's really homegrown almost.
It's really, it's independent, documentary, foreign, and I think one of the great things about the Acme, which has been around since 2008, and one of my goals as the new executive director is to really kind of expand the awareness level of this little gem that lives in Lambertville.
Right.
It services both communities, Bucks County and Hunterdon.
Right.
To really let more people know that this place exists.
Yeah.
It's a weekend only screening room right now. It's in the Justice Center in Lambertville. So it's a screening room. It's not a classical cinema. Right. Which I think kind of gives it its own little edge as well. We've got great digital projection and 5.1 sound, so we are a theater in that sense. But I think screening on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays also gives us a great freedom to be an alternative, before or after dinner, because in addition to showing films that, certainly would play elsewhere, these films are, running nationally and internationally, but we also really try on a very regular basis to bring in the filmmaker or bring in a producer or writer or the folks who are behind the scenes. So not only do you get to experience the film, you get to really have a two-way discussion with the art of making a film.
Right.
So a really good example of that is 2 Sundays ago, we screened a movie that was made in Philadelphia. It was called Hollywood
Beauty Salon.
Hollywood Beauty Salon. Thanks, Andy. Hollywood Beauty Salon.
I'm good with names.
And
I'm not.
it was about a mental health facility in Philadelphia that conducted a beauty salon, a beauty pageant every year as a way to promote self-esteem, self-awareness, community among the residents. So that was a Sunday night screening at about 5 o'clock. Okay. And we sold it out. And people came up from Philadelphia to see the movie, and the director came, and there was a Q&A, after the movie.
Right.
And then
that's nice about it.
Oh, it was awesome.
That's always nice to have that response and.
What I love is the people eat it up. They love it because it's something you don't get to experience and really involve yourself in on a regular basis. So the questions were smart. And the director was really engaging, and it sparked. This could have gone on all night. We had another screening of another film, so we had to kind of end it. But something else that we do sometimes when we do have guest directors, we do something called the Supper Club, so that after the screening and after the Q&A, if you choose, there's an upcharge, but we go to a local restaurant with the filmmaker and continue the dialogue over dinner and wine. And it's really nice. It's very intimate. But another offering the Acme gives that I think is kind of unique to the Acme experience, which is very cool.
Yeah, that is nice. I didn't know they do that. But
well, you're invited for the next one.
All right.
Vinny.
When's the next one?
Well, we're programming January now,
Yeah,
so
we'll let you know.
we will let you know. But we just had one this
Good.
past Sunday. We had a debut director's film, which has been playing film festivals around the world. It's a sort of a sci-fi epidemic kind of film called Embers, and the filmmaker, who's a really talented woman and writer, and her husband, who is also a co-writer on it, were there. And we had a great Q&A after that one and had a supper club as well. So it really depends when, the talent is local, when we can bring them into town and things like that. So it's, whenever we can, we do.
Right.
So
That's
it's
great.
even when we don't, it's great to come and see a film as well.
Oh, it's great.
Vinny, what kind of movies do you like?
I like heartfelt movies. I think I like everything. Look, I worked in the movie theater for 40 years.
Oh, you did?
I was a movie projectionist, motion picture projectionist, and
Oh, wow.
I ran 16 theaters at one time.
Wow.
And I got to see every movie that ever came out.
A lot.
It was really, and I love all movies. I really do. People say, oh, this one, they discredit this and that. But I think that there's something special about everything, It's just really cool.
Yeah, and that's why, in programming the Acme, which, now, this is my first month coming up, which is very exciting. We have a great programming committee that we work with, you're really looking at a massive gamut of documentary type films, foreign films, U.S. and foreign independent type films, and then more mainstream as well. I mean, we're not showing, first run, the next Star Wars and things like that. That's just not our thing, and it really doesn't belong there. But that doesn't mean we don't show, very popular films as well that we'll show at other art houses as well.
Right.
But the diversity of filmmaking today is what's so extraordinary. And the fact that you can get digital delivery of the film keeps your costs down, which we need to do as well. So we can really just download anything that's available and schedule it. So
We used to carry these cans up the stairs and all the way to the top.
I
of the
remember that.
projection booth. I mean, it was unbelievable. And some of the projection booths were like climbing up a ship ladder or something. And, and then when it got later on in the business, they had these things called the platters that were almost as big as this table in a circle like that. And the whole print, all the film went on that platter. And we'd have to carry that around.
Those days are gone.
Thank God those days are gone.
Ooh, yeah.
So it's the technology that really helps us be successful, because we don't even need to, for the most part, to have discs or rent discs or have the.
Or projectionists.
It's
see
all,
that?
or
That was the end of my job, when it came into digital.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still some projectionists doing it, but it's a totally different story.
So technology puts you out of a job.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, I could have hung on and got little scraps of whatever independent theaters still were running film. They might even still be a couple of independent movie theaters in Manhattan running film.
I'm sure there are, and they've also brought 70 millimeter back. So, those are massive projectors.
Oh, my
That's kind of
gosh,
like what's old is new. That Quentin Tarantino film that they brought back in 70 millimeter was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's like that. And if you go into the IMAX, they have like two running this way, running across. And it's really amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yep.
It's a trip. But we're on to digital, so
we are, and that's what allows a lot of independents to continue to live. And the Acme is one of them. It's great.
Right.
One of the things, you said you like the kind of programming that we do, which right now is very much documentary, independent, foreign.
I like that.
And there's depth and breadth. But as the new executive director, I'm also looking at ways to expand the audience, or what I like to say is expand the brand. The Acme has been around for 9 years. There's nothing broken about it.
Right.
But if we can expand it a little bit and bring new eyeballs and bodies into the theater.
Absolutely.
So we're looking at things as simple as, some family-oriented matinees.
I was just
so
going
we're
to say,
bringing kids and their parents in, and maybe do pizza and a movie. So, we bring in a local pizzeria.
That's
and
great.
you can go there afterwards. Things like that, and maybe some later night shows on a Saturday for kids.
Right.
especially in the winter, who really don't have any place to go and it's too cold to hang out
Right,
outside.
right,
So
right.
come into the Acme kind of thing. And, there's nothing wrong with just cinematic classics as
Right.
well. If there's a reason, a theme, a time of year
Right.
to do that, I think, anyone who loves film, also
They'll come.
loves a good
Absolutely,
Hitchcock
yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
even I used to program a theater years and years ago, but we brought back silent classics, whether it's Chaplin or it's Garbo, and they're extraordinary and they're very hard to see. And you bring in a live piano accompanist. There are still specialists out there that are doing this, and they compose the score as they're watching the film.
That's awesome.
And then they'll speak to the audience afterwards. So that's something I think will expand the Acme experience. And probably, I think what we want to do at the Acme Screening Room 9 years in is continue to offer the quality we offer and then surprise people with, oh, I didn't know the Acme did that.
Right.
Because, going into our second decade, I don't want to be predictable.
Right.
I want to be the
No,
Acme.
that's great.
Acme
Yeah.
Plus. So,
Yeah, one of the more popular movies we showed in the last couple of years, we showed 2 Buster Keaton silent movies,
great.
and on a Saturday night, and a piano player came down from New York to do the accompaniment on the movies.
Neat.
And it was great because he was right there, just to the left.
Did
of the
you know he
screen.
was coming, or
Oh no,
was it
we knew. No,
impromptu?
we knew he was coming. He was part of the show.
Oh, okay.
Because we don't want you showing up at a film with your guitar. So just
No, you don't.
no,
needs to be a
that's,
certain kind of film.
that's why I
think,
wanted to put the kibosh on
Yeah.
that. But to see this fellow
Did you ever hear
play,
me playing the guitar? What are you talking?
it was an amazing experience to watch him play. And afterwards, we did have a little meet and greet, and I asked him, "How do you program the music for the film? Do you practice this?" He says, "Well, I watch it once or twice." And then he just basically, he improvised. He just, as he went along, he was watching the screen, and he was playing, and
That's
it
amazing,
was
yeah.
really, really
It's an amazing skill,
Yeah.
and it's sort of a lost art,
Yeah.
to accompany,
Yeah.
whether it's a piano or an orchestra,
That's great stuff.
live.
Yeah.
But it is cool, and that you hear about, how the film was presented back in the 20s or whenever it was made, add a little bit of, history to it, is great, and I think that kind of art should never be lost,
Right.
and that's one of the great things an independent cinema can do.
That's right.
That's 'cause
right. And I don't
film
think
never
it will
dies.
be. Yeah, no, people really love the old classics and Buster
Or
Keaton.
haven't been exposed to them.
Well, that's
maybe
true, too.
they've heard of them, but where do you see them?
Right.
It's kind of
Right.
tough. So
Yeah.
it's great to kind of do that live. That's even the kind of thing you can't even watch on Netflix these days.
No.
You've got to go out and see it, which is great, because there's something about being in a big dark room with strangers and
Now-
watching something together.
That's true. I mean, when we were worried about losing the theaters because everybody was having Netflix and videos and all of this, and the people said, well, movie theaters are going to disappear. Wasn't going to happen. Like you said, people like to go to go out. First of all, go out.
Right.
Have a dinner, make it a night, and then just go out. Rather than now, people do have these tremendous screens in their houses.
Yes, they do.
And they could set it up really nice. But still, I think there's a thing to get out of the house and to get into a nice place, watch a nice movie, and have some dinner and stuff.
Totally agree with you. And I think, Hollywood really, got scared, in terms of that
Right.
happening, which is why we now have 3D, IMAX, 4D, any kind of gimmick that they
That's
can
right,
to get
that's right.
people out, because you can't do that at home.
The sound up the kazoo.
But I think,
Incredible.
folks who also come to, independent screening rooms like the Acme also have a certain love of film, meaning respecting the fact that film was meant to be on the big screen.
Right.
You can also watch it on the small screen, but it is a different experience. So, I don't think that will ever die. It ebbs, it flows, it shrinks, and you have to have a good program.
Right.
But I do think people still see the difference, even in today's incredibly techno world, where you literally can have your own mini screening room at home. It's not the same experience.
And one of the goals for the Acme is to create community around a specific film or a specific event. So in the years I've been on the board, it's really been amazing to see people show up and come together because they're interested in music, a music film, or an animal-related film, or a sports-related film.
Right.
And just to come together, strangers, for the most part, for one night, to be in one place, and it really creates a sense of connection among the people, especially when we do the Q&As after the movies, where people are speaking with one another. They're conversing, they're exchanging ideas, they may sometimes disagree, they may agree, but it's creating that sense of community to bring people together. That's really one of our core values and the core mission of the Acme.
Yeah, no, this community in itself is one of those. People like to get together. People love to feel the community, and that's what you got working for you here. It's great.
Yeah, and I mean they're communities, you know.
Yeah.
Again, there's Hunterdon, there's Bucks.
Right,
you know,
right.
And I kind of like the fact that, you know, we can serve each other, which is really exciting. You know, it's certainly local, but Hunterdon. The thing I'm still amazed about, you know, with the Acme screening room 9 years in, it's still, since its inception, the only operating independent cinema in Hunterdon County.
That's amazing.
That is amazing. Now, that's not a reason in itself for folks to come.
No.
You still have to present a good show.
Right.
But that's also a big responsibility for us.
Yeah.
You know, it's a banner we wear proudly, but, you know, that's why we want to kind of expand a little bit and get the word out there that we are here for you. You know, you are our community, and we're in your community.
Right.
So it's a great honor to be the only operating cinema right now.
It's amazing. Yeah, I know where I was running movies in Brooklyn and even Manhattan, we had 10 theaters on each block. You know, it's just amazing. And they're tremendous theaters, you know, 600-700 people in one place, and then they broke them up. And then you had 15 in one place.
Right.
It's
right.
Yeah. And to have seems like it's such a great place, this area, and to have this thing happening, it's perfect. It's just absolutely perfect, you know, for people to have this kind of venue to go to.
And the people of Lambertville support the theater, but we also have people that come from distance.
Right.
Believe it or not.
No, I believe it. Sure.
I hosted a movie during National Elephant Day or something a while back.
That's a big one, yes.
It's a big one, and there was a movie we screened called When Elephants Sing, which is set in Thailand. And I'll never forget this because a grandmother and her grandson came all the way up from Mays Landing, New Jersey, which for the listeners in the area, no, that's an hour and a three-quarter drive easily.
Yeah.
And she wanted to see the movie. She wanted to expose her grandson to this topic. And another couple came from Moorestown, which is also in South Jersey. And we had somebody came from New York as well to come in for the movie, because we were the only place that was screening that film around National Elephant Day.
Yeah, that's a nice thing.
Yeah.
That focus, that independent there, to get that movie that everybody wants to see and what people want to see.
Or it's a real niche, and they don't get the opportunity. I mean, we screened a film that we really didn't think was going to be that popular. It was very niche. It was called Yarn. It was a very clever film, but it was about the art of knitting and all that. And we reached out a little bit to, local stores, and people flocked and they knitted as they watched. I mean, it was kind of amazing to see. So you never know.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. I up in where was it? West Virginia. They have this one little theater house, and they use it. I don't think there's any, like, it's kind of like here where there's no other theaters, and it's just an entertainment center for the whole neighborhood. They have movies, they have plays, they put on puppet shows for the kids and all kinds of things, and it's kind of neat. And and it pulls in a lot of people. Yep. This is Berkeley Springs, Vermont.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a nice idea. Yeah, I've always thought of something like that, but I never got into it. The amount of money that it would take to do this, just watching it from these big theaters, it was like ridiculous.
Well, one of the advantages we have is that we share the space with the city of Lambertville.
I was going to say, yeah.
Right, so-
you can get a ticket next door and come
That's right.
Right.
pay your summons and then come
then
right
catch
to
a
the
flick.
movies.
And so during the week, the space is used for municipal court and for city council
Right.
meetings. And then we take it over on most weekends, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So it's a really great example of sort of efficient use of a public space
Yeah.
to serve different needs of the community.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
what's
Did you ever
really
get it mixed up and have the court going on while there's a movie?
No, no,
Guilty.
that's a line we never
Cross.
cross, ever. There's something else really cool that we do that is a little bit off the beaten track of, the mission of, presenting films and directors and the talk that goes with that. It's something that one of our now board members, a woman who's been on our programming committee for quite a while, brought to us. It's something that is kind of a global phenomenon called pechakucha. And what that is, it's Japanese. It's Japanese for chit chat, is what it really means. And it started in Japan, where crazy things go viral very quickly. Now it's sort of escalated to be this event that happens in 700 cities around the world.
That's amazing.
And it's, anyone can come in. We're soliciting now for our pechakucha, which is coming up on January 13th at the Acme. But you have tell any kind of story you want of what you do, what you've created, any story you want to tell. You have 20 seconds and up to 20 images to get that done.
Yeah, that
and
was
then
amazing.
the next one comes on up. It's pretty wild.
That is amazing. You go, so what could you do in 20 seconds? But,
Right. People were thinking, 18 minutes, a TED Talk is tough. Well, pechakucha takes the cake for
20
being
seconds.
efficient.
And Vinny, you were telling us before we went on air that you attended one of those
Yes.
nights. So
Yes.
tell us your experience.
I
when you
loved
were
it.
there.
I sat there saying, what could they do in 20 seconds? Yeah, I knew some of the people that were performing there.
Oh, that's why you attended, because you knew some of the performers.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it kind of drew me in there, and it was just really wonderful. I mean, I couldn't believe how creative you have to be.
Yep.
You have to be really right on the money, just succinct in the movie and the thing that's going on. I loved it.
But the thing is, these are not professional performers. These are people like
No,
us,
right, right.
and they're telling their story. And it's. I think that's what it makes it one of our most popular programs. I think because it is so
it? Yeah.
unique, and I think people like to do it as much as they like to watch it. So we get quite large audiences for that, which is great.
Now you
because-
say this is going on all over the world. You said, or different places in the world. Is it at the same day? Or
No. It's sort of a franchise kind of
Okay.
thing, and there are rules to follow and things like that. In terms of how much you can charge, and how many you can do, and no, you can't add 10 more seconds. It's 20 for 20, kind of thing. But
Nobody
no,
runs over. I don't know.
Well, okay,
Maybe
a little
bit.
flexibility
Yeah,
there,
you
but-
got to have a little. But.
because it's in the moment.
Right,
But
right,
no, it's become an amazing phenomenon.
Yeah.
So we're doing it on January 13th, which is a Friday at 7, and then we're doing another one on March 10th this year, and we may do more. But they're really popular.
How do you get people for this?
We solicit. We go on Facebook. We send out information on our website, and now people look for it. When we started it, which I think was a year ago or something, when we did our first pechakucha, it was tough because A, people said, "I can't do that," or B, "What are you asking me to do? I don't have a story to tell."
They couldn't
like that."
pronounce it either, so that was.
But
a
it's sort of
drawback.
like
Pechakucha.
if you show it, they will come. And now, it's gotten a lot easier to get people to actually do it and then turn them away and say, okay, maybe you can, why don't you sign up for March? Because we only have so much time to do it.
That's great.
So it's kind of a phenomenon. I think that's why it's in 700 cities.
Yeah.
Because it's really caught on, and it's really something that, it speaks any language. It's very humanistic to tell stories,
Right.
and to be able to tell stories to or tell stories that mean something to you,
Right.
that are from the heart, is very special. And I think people like to do it, and I think people really like to experience it.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Just watch it happen.
yep.
Very creative.
What about you, Vinny? Would you want to participate in?
I don't
One of
know.
those nights?
20 seconds? I forget things really.
You're-
It's like, oh, what was it? What was it? Oh, it's gone. 20 seconds gone. I don't know.
Well, think about it.
I actually, when you were saying, I was saying, do I have anything to talk about in 20 seconds? I don't know.
With 20 images.
Yeah, with 20 images. That's
You don't
another
have to have
thing.
20 images.
That
Up
would be
to.
a real challenge.
You should do one.
Well, I'll have to do it in my house first, or here, with our new SIP system here, just to see if it would work. But how about you? Did you do one?
No. I'm shy.
not?
You know that about me.
Yeah, but you got so much to talk about.
More than 20 seconds would hold. That's
Yeah,
that's
right.
the issue.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't see
Gotta be
myself as
creative.
that creative a person. But I'm more behind the scenes type of thing.
I've thought about it, but haven't gotten the courage yet.
Uh-huh.
But we'll see. Maybe this January 13 I'll get inspired, and do it in March or something like that.
How did you become the executive?
About
director.
2 years ago, I was invited to be on the board,
Okay.
like Greg, who's been a longtime board member. And, I was really intrigued because I've always had a love of film. And as I said, years and years ago, I did program a small film theater in New York City. So I've always loved it. I love that environment. I like the intimacy of it. And we also brought in directors and writers and things like that. So I had an interest. I thought the Acme was a little gem. And, again, I want more awareness of the Acme screening room. So we
Right.
get more people to experience what we do. And then our vice president on the board left. So I kind of elevated up into the vice president of the board.
Uh-huh.
And then Sarah Scully, who is the founder and
Sarah
executive
Scully,
director.
I know that name. Yes.
Yeah.
I was trying to get her to here also.
Yeah.
Someone had recommended me getting her on the show.
She as executive director said, okay, 9 years in, it's time to move on. She's got another great opportunity. So a search began, and I threw my hat in the ring. And I wasn't sure, is this something I should do? And I know I have a love for it, but gosh, there's so much history and big shoes to fill and all of that. But 2 weeks in, my head is spinning with trying to catch up on 9 years of history,
Right.
because there's a lot of great stuff the Acme has done. But I think fresh eyes are also good. I kind of look at it as working with a terrific board to bring the Acme Screening Room into its second decade of experience, and excellence. So
Cool.
it's a big challenge, and kind of excited about it.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah.
We got to go to a break, so we'll gonna take a few minutes off, and we'll be back. And hang in there, everybody.
The sweet embraces, love and love and love.
Hey, I'm Deirdre Anderson with Delish Catering,
And I'm Laura Mangone from Chambers Walk Cafe and Catering.
and we'd like you to join us on Food for Thought, where what do we talk about, Laura? We talk about restaurants, we talk about
Pet
recipes,
peeves,
pet
food.
peeves, bitchy hostesses,
All sorts of food-related items.
all sorts of
Tune
food
in.
stuff, and sometimes not so much food stuff. We go off on segues, but we have a lot of fun, don't we?
Absolutely.
So join us on Food for Thought.
PANJradio.com, 1 o'clock weekdays.
Your business only gets one chance to make a first impression. That's why Green Birdie Productions offers free re-edits on every high-definition video we create. Our Emmy Award-winning staff and green screen special effects studio guarantee the quality we strive for. It's no wonder most of our business comes from referrals. Green Birdie Productions. Compelling video, competitive price.
And the sun goes down upon this river town.
Hi, this is Judith Marchand with PANJ Radio. I'd like to invite you to listen to my new show, Musical Notes, where I will be interviewing different musicians at 8 p.m. every night. Tuesday nights I will have a new musician, and then it will air the rest of the week. We'll be finding out what these musicians are all about and listening to some of their music. So tune in. It's going to be a great show on panjradio.com.
Hey, this is Pat Foran and
Zach Romano
here at panjradio.com. When I have time, I'm hanging out here at the studio
with the Shack Radio Boys.
Yeah, we're back. We're back.
Easy listening.
That's my daughter's song. She wrote that.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it's it's called Under One Moon.
Oh, that's very nice.
It's really nice.
All right.
So, became my theme. And it's good. It puts me in a good mood. I get it. It just relax.
Put me in a good mood.
Yeah. There you go. So we were talking about the Acme Theater with Andy Holtzman and Greg Aloya.
Yes.
Thank you, Benny. Thanks.
We have Charlie Chamberlain just came in a little bit early, and
Came in early, folks, but it's always a good time. I can tell you that much.
Never too late.
Never too late.
Never too early.
Yeah. So how did you get involved with the theater?
Oh, it's a great question. So I've lived in town in Lambertville here
I
for
thought
about
it was a great question.
14.
I usually pick them right out of there. So, good.
I've lived in town for about 14 years and gotten to know people in town. And a board member who was actually the president of the board, Jane Wesby, who owns a gallery in town, River Queen Gallery. Okay. She said, I'd been to the movies there a number of times, and I really enjoyed it. She said, we're looking for some people to add to the board, just to generate buzz in town, that to network, to help get the word out, to help raise funds. I don't do anything around film programming because I leave that to the experts. So that's how I got involved. And as I said before, we talk about creating community around the theater, but the other focus is providing a service for the community.
Right.
So I saw that as something that I really wanted to get to be a part of.
Okay.
I'm involved in a number of different nonprofits, but this is the only arts-related one that I'm involved in. And I thought, the area needs a theater, and it provides a great service, and I could see that great service it provided when I attended. So I jumped on board.
Cool.
And it's grown, and we've added Andy as the new executive director.
No pun intended, right?
Yeah. No pun.
Jumped on board.
No pun.
But one cool thing that it's a real challenge, but it's been fun, and we're halfway there. Last year we launched a capital campaign we're never going to be a standalone cinema. We are a screening room.
Okay.
But at the same time, we want to make sure we're as comfortable as we can. And in addition to great programming, that we've got the popcorn machine going, and that the seats are comfortable, and
It's a nice venue.
so that's really what we're trying to do, is just kind of upgrade. And so it's been a big challenge. It's been going for, I guess, 6-8 months now, and we're halfway to our goal. And what it's going to allow us to do, in this multi-purpose space, is to reorient the room so that we can add more seats, get more comfortable seats. Get a bigger screen, a better digital projector,
okay,
better sound, bigger sound system, lighting system, because when we have so many guests and things like that, it's really great to light them.
How many seats are there?
Right now, we can take about 60,
Okay.
you know, and we'd be going up to about 80
Okay.
when the capital campaign completes itself. But you know, as it's a challenge because I mean, in addition to box office, we survive by our members, you know, and our sponsors, you know, and those local businesses that become on a sponsorship level, they get their name up on the screen, and things like that. The support is fantastic, you know, and that's the kind of thing we really need to stay alive, because you can't stay alive by popcorn alone.
That's true. That's true.
So.
Well, you know, the public kind of broadcasting thing, it's a thing where people get involved and they really feel like they're part of it. And that's what this theater, to me, feels like. You know, it's people enjoy it. When I worked in one of the theaters I worked in Brooklyn, there was like nothing there except this theater. And it was a really rundown kind of neighborhood. But I worked there for 25 years, and I just watched it grow around this theater. You know, because it wasn't an independent theater, but it did play independent movies, which was different than the place down the block.
Sure.
You know, and they played a lot of good stuff, and it just built. Restaurants started sprouting up, and the places, it's beautiful now.
It's that total ambiance of the whole area that comes together. It's that total ambiance that comes together from when one little area, this one little company just blossoms out, and then everybody starts to get the picture. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. No pun intended.
No pun intended.
I'm good with puns tonight.
We like getting the picture. Yeah.
Let me circle back, if I can,
Yes, please do.
Andy was talking about the capital campaign. So one of the really cool things about the capital campaign is that it's going to serve two different communities, both the people that like to come to see the films, but because it's a public space, as I mentioned, the Muni Court, City Council, we're really redoing the whole space for the benefit of the town.
Okay.
So so the new seats will be when you go into city council meetings to for whatever reason, you get to sit in the new seats.
It's for the community.
Will they be lean back seats and?
No, they're not rockers. They're not rockers because they need to move around. But
we need new seats.
Yes, they are plush.
And
they're
the screen,
much more comfy.
The screen is it right out in front, like where I saw the desk was?
That's where the city council,
right above the city. Yeah.
Right now, the screen is perpendicular to the dais, but the new screen will be looking that way.
Yeah, because it looks like there's a lot of space there.
There is. So we'll reorient the room so we can fit more seats in there and have more throw from the projector and things like that.
Right.
So we're really creating a legacy space for the town.
Right.
Because when we get this done and the whole space is reconfigured and with new seating, et cetera, that's going to be there for the next 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, hope 50 years. And
that'd be great.
Yeah, so
and then after a while they're doing the court thing, you could run a movie behind. And
there you go.
You could have like a little something there, and people would want to come to court.
It'll have to be a public service.
Right, a public service.
I'm going to court. What's your favorite movie?
Yeah. I'm sorry to break in. I just felt.
I know you need to get your comedy in as part of
just a little bit. Gets it going a little bit.
No, that's fine. No, I was pretty much done with my comment.
But it's a good point. It really is. That, that's just a real testament without patting ourselves on the back. The Acme really is a community organization and a community building.
Right.
Always has been.
So if we succeed in the capital campaign, it certainly benefits the Acme screening room, which we wanted to, but it benefits the community as a whole, which is great as well.
Absolutely.
Now, can I ask you a question? Do you have movies every week? Or
Yes. Almost every week, occasionally, and it rarely happens.
What is the day that you...
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays.
And, that's when the court is not, the building is not in use.
They've
pretty much given it over to us. Occasionally something might come up, but it's very occasional.
Sure.
And we find out months in advance that, okay,
Now-
we're going to have to black out that night.
Now, for the listeners, is this an affordable movie that we see? How much does it usually go for?
Extraordinarily affordable.
Good question. Yeah, it's a good.
Yeah.
If you are not a member, and a regular membership is $40 a year with free passes
And how do you get that?
online
Okay.
at acmescreeningroom.org.
Okay.
But the tickets, if you're not a member, are $8. If you are a member, they're $6.
Wow.
You don't get a better bargain than that.
Wow.
You
Is
know?
there a difference for children or anything like that?
No, at this point,
$8,
because we only
I think
have
that's good enough, right? I was
yeah,
gonna say,
and
great.
seniors,
how about
and-
seniors?
as well. Not at this price point, but
No, I think that's cool.
That's a reasonable price.
Yeah.
Comparable to where most of the movies that come out there, people are spending like $20 a head wherever you go.
Yeah, I mean, for a family of four to go out to the movies is basically an amazing financial commitment.
It's
Sure.
you know, so we want to be accessible. You know,
What is your next movie that's playing this week? How about that? Let's advertise that.
what is playing this weekend? Gosh, that's
oh man, I
Stay tuned.
all right. Well, I can
The
look it
snow
up
thing?
online.
Was
No,
that
that's
snow?
coming up.
That's the snow one's coming up.
Huntsman in Snow. Hang on a sec.
See, I told you I forget.
That's okay, we
I
got
did read
this.
it.
Well,
I just
while
go
Andy's-
to our mobile app
Okay.
here. It's a very interesting film. It's a little obscure but fascinating. It's called The Space in Between, and it's about an artist, Maria Abramovic, and she's a Brazilian artist, and it's really sort of a poem about her journey for personal artistic inspiration and where she finds it. Many people don't know about her. So, the kind of films we show go from, oh, yeah, I've heard of that, to, I've never seen it, but that sounds really interesting. Because every film that we show, we see first, and we go, yeah, okay, that may be a more limited audience, but it's going to be a dedicated audience to that kind of thing.
Now, would you consider this to be an indie movie that we're going to watch
Yeah.
this weekend?
Yeah, and they're all in subtitles, right?
No, not all. Not at all.
No, no.
American indies, documentaries,
Okay.
and foreign films as well.
Yeah.
Both foreign
I saw
documentaries.
A lot said the subtitles on them.
Yeah, some have,
Yeah.
some don't. Depends. But independent films, we definitely don't want to restrict ourselves to just American films at all.
All right,
So subtitles are I guess they bother some people, but for me, it's what's the film about?
You know what I think you should do? And I'm just throwing this out there, and you're going to laugh. Vinny, you're going to laugh.
Okay.
But once a year, when they have the movie awards, have an indie awards party at the place, right? And just like show a great indie Robert Redford movie or something like that. Just bring it back, and everybody will come in there and we'll commune. We'll all pay our ends, and we'll have like a little, get together or something like that, and just
That's a great idea.
express the intelligence of good movies.
Let me tell you why that's a great comment, great idea, because we do solicit ideas from the community.
Okay.
And we don't.
I'm the community.
You're our community today. So we're really interested in wanting to know what people in the community would like to see, and we do have a program committee that vets the films, and sometimes the ideas are great, and sometimes they're not a good fit. But as an example, and sort of as a counterexample to the movie we're showing this weekend, a number of years ago we did a bicycling weekend. We showed all bicycling movies the whole weekend.
Really?
And that was, I think, on the suggestion of somebody local. Said,
Is
hey,
that right?
I'm a cyclist. There's movies out there. Could you? And so we showed a whole weekend of bicycling
and
movies.
you got people in there, I'm
we got
sure.
tons of people.
Yeah.
Just like we get knitters in for yarn, you get bikers in. It's amazing. The niche audience that's out there is larger than you think.
And
it's kind of amazing.
We had this fella come out from Colorado who had made a movie called Ride the Divide. It's about an annual bicycle ride that starts in Canada and it goes all the way down over the Continental Divide into Mexico. And he'd never been to New Jersey or the East Coast before. And he came for the weekend, and we screened the movie. All these people showed up, and somebody took him for a bike ride on the towpath and up in the hills here.
Wow,
and,
that's great.
And I took him to breakfast, and he said, I I thought New Jersey was really not that great, but I'm really impressed.
It was all Jersey City,
with
you know.
the environment and
I
the
made
people.
a wrong turn.
So he said, the next movie I make, I want to bring it here and show it at the Acme. And I was thinking, oh, okay, that's sure. I thought it was blowing smoke at me, but sure enough, like 4 years later. He brought his next bicycling movie here, and the other
That's
cool
great.
thing was that he was doing a tour with the movie,
Uh-huh.
and it was showed at Symphony Space in New York and World Cafe Live in Philadelphia. But he only physically showed up here in Lambertville
Uh-huh.
to do the
nice.
Q&A
Nice.
with us for that movie.
Wow.
Okay. So it's so that's to circle back to your comment about that idea about doing sort of a thing around the Academy
Sure.
Awards. We
Why
like
not?
to get ideas from the public. And
Why not?
I mean, and also more mainstream. One of the most popular retrospective kind of shows we do is right before the Oscars. We show all of the Oscar shorts, live action, long form, animated, and people eat that up because they never get to see them.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you're doing an Oscar pool
Yeah.
and you're voting, you've never seen any of those, so you're guessing. Now you can see them and say, that's the best one.
That's great.
So
good.
that's it's another great use of an independent screening room, is to show stuff that you wouldn't be able to see otherwise, because that's not going to play in mainstream theaters.
Sure.
now we didn't mention, but we should, that it's a nonprofit organization. So we're not a for-profit corporation, and
Okay.
so the operation runs on the support of the community.
Sure.
Yeah.
And the
Right.
way people support would be to show up.
Sure.
Put yourself in those hard seats for now, but hopefully soon we'll have the plushy seats.
Sure.
As Andy mentioned, you could buy a membership, which
Yeah.
gives you discounted the $8 to $6
Yeah,
thing. If you have a business, you can be a sponsor, which means your name is up in lights on the screen,
Very good.
right?
Good.
Or you can just be a person.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a
Or
business.
that's correct. You Vinny could be a sponsor.
I could.
Yeah, we have different sponsorship levels, like Mogul, Silver Screen, Darling, and they give you different things at different giving levels, and you get your name on the screen.
The next thing you know, Vinny, they're going to have stars in front of the building. on the
With your
ground.
name on it.
The Walk of Fame. We have an annual benefit every year, and people come and buy tickets, and they bid on silent auction items and live auction items.
Right.
Yeah,
A little bit of everything.
a little. Yeah, just it's
Community
yeah.
minded is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
It's great because
I'm picturing next year they're going to have those. You ever see those people bring those machines out for their opening nights, and they have all these lights just
Yeah, the Klieg
flashing?
lights, yeah,
We'll have
and the red carpet.
We'll have the lights, and we'll have everybody come in this year for the awards or whatever movie you got to have going on. It'll be a big to do. The Beacon's going to talk about it. The mayor's going to show up. It's going to be a great thing. Yeah.
you could set it up for them, Charlie.
I promise I'll try. I'll try to make it happen. It starts here on the radio with you, Vinny.
That's
That's
right. That's right.
In the green room.
There it is.
PANJ Radio.
Where
I forgot
great
to give-
ideas are born.
Yeah. Yes, I was.
Just in
looking.
case
I
you
forgot
guys
to give
don't-
the telephone number out. Yeah.
Okay, just in case you don't know, we're at 609-460-4673. Vinny is on the air. We have everybody here in regards to all the radio shows and all the movies and everything you need. Anything entertainment-wise, you're right here. Please tune in.
Yeah. Thank you, Charlie.
That was
Yes,
beautiful.
sir.
Yeah. So there's a lot going on in the neighborhood. That's great, and the theater helps it out.
There is, and we I don't know if you've seen on the corner of Main Street and Bridge, there's a brand new, it's both the offices of the Delaware River Towns Chamber of Commerce
No, I didn't
and
see
a gallery as well.
it?
They're
Yeah.
really brilliant the way they took the space over to be the Chamber of Commerce, but also it's a artistic gallery. You can buy stuff.
Uh-huh.
It's a great gathering place. And we're really looking to up the Acme's relationship with the Chamber of Commerce, because it is both New Hope area and Lambertville as well. And we're sister cities.
Right. Right.
So to really try to tie in more closely with, our community businesses and things like that, look at ways that we can partner,
Right.
look at ways we can benefit each other by, exchanging awareness to
Right.
our patrons and things like that. That's another on my high wish list, as the new ED, to really strengthen that, so that we are one community, not individual elements of a community as well.
Right.
And Dave Morgan, who's heading the Chamber of Commerce, is terrific and very, very into that. I just met with him the other day.
Oh, did you?
Very nice
And
gentleman.
yeah, he's very jazzed about doing that. He's very proud of his new space, as he should be,
Yeah.
because it's more visible.
Right.
But also his mission, to really pull people together from both sides of the river,
Right.
and further out as well.
He's always open.
Well, PANJ Radio is kind of tries to make that community-minded thing also. We really we advertise everything in this area. We try to get everybody on our shows. All the musicians in the area come for. We have so many different music shows, and I think it's great. That's where I'm coming from. I enjoy being social and keeping that thing together for everybody, and it just feels good.
Yeah, I mean,
you go into a theater and you feel good. Sometimes you go into Manhattan and you don't know who you want sitting next to, but when you come into a theater like this, you feel comfortable.
Yep.
Well, we want to see you at the theater.
That's right.
Well, I don't know if I
you're
can
talking
come.
a good
I
game,
don't know.
Vinny,
I don't
but
know, yeah, I might not be able to come. Listen, I live a little ways away, but
We'll give you a pass
I do
then.
like to come. I really do. I pass it every day when I drive here. It's like, one of these days I look on the air, look for the posters, and say, I got to get there. But it's getting my wife to get out of the house. It's, not so much me.
She does show up.
Occasionally. But that's great. You want to give out, we've got about 4 more minutes or whatever. So if you have anything that programming or scheduling or ways to get in touch with you, ways to become a member. I mean, we've gone through a lot of that already, but just to rehash.
Well, the most important thing, in terms of programming, it's all on our website, and that's a great place because it's where you can become a member.
And what
It's
is that
where
website again?
It's www.acmescreeningroom.org.
Okay.
The org makes us nonprofit.
Okay.
But it's really probably the best place to go. We're also on Facebook, Acme Screening Room as well. It'd be great if you come on and like us.
Sure.
And we really try to get a two-way dialogue going there in terms of the types of films that are coming up, and suggestions on what people are looking for.
Absolutely.
So again, acmescreeningroom.org is the place to go to learn more about us, to certainly see the current schedule and what's coming up. We'll be releasing the January schedule probably in a week or so, but we still have some stuff like Pechacucha is already up for January 13th.
That's going to be cool.
That's really the best way to learn about us. Like us on Facebook and stay close to our website, and join our mailing list, because we do send out constant blasts as well about special events and what's coming up as well.
Sure.
So that you don't have to think about it, we'll think for you.
Sure.
And
We
just put it in your face.
Yeah, we do there's a monthly e-blast, so we try not to bother people too much because everybody gets so much in their inbox. But you'll get the schedule for the coming
I get
month.
that.
You get okay, good,
Vinny.
Vinny.
That. Yeah.
So
and when we have a special event, we'll probably blast a little bit more.
Yeah,
But we try not to be annoying, but it's helpful. Sometimes for the things that I have liked or mailing lists that I am on, it kind of helps remind me, because there is such a massive glut of information flowing by us in our inboxes. If you see something from Acme, you might want to say, movie this weekend, kind of thing.
Right.
So
Right. Yeah.
I want one.
Well,
I want to be part of this.
I want you to be part of this.
That's right. That's right.
But yes, go to the website. It has all the information, and we're also running a capital campaign. I think Andy mentioned that before, but we're trying to raise money. We are raising money specifically to redo that space, to create a legacy building, a legacy space for the city of Lambertville.
Yeah. Right, and it's very easy for you to order tickets online if you want, or just make a reservation online and pay when you get there. That's totally up to you. But it's really, really easy.
How about walk-ins? People can just walk in?
Sure. Yeah. And we always get that. But I'm finding a lot of people really like the comfort level of having their tickets in their hand.
Yeah, there's limited seating, basically.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that'd be great. So you go from 60 to 80 seats. That's big.
That is big.
Yeah, it will make a major difference.
Yeah.
It really, really will.
That's great. You guys doing really good stuff.
Well,
Thank you very
thanks
much.
for having us on. We
Thank you very
really
much
appreciate it.
for allowing us to help spread the word about Acme Screening Room. 'cause
Absolutely.
It is a little gem, you know, and
wanting somebody there from Acme for a while now.
That's great.
I'm glad that we were able to hook this up.
Thank you very much for the time.
Yeah, but let's see. Yeah, it's about that time. Anyway,
Our
That's
audience
me
is
clapping,
cheering.
folks. I'm the audience.
Yes.
I love them.
Anyway, thank you guys again.
Thank you very, very
Charlie,
much.
thanks for coming in.
Oh, anytime.
And well, that's pretty much it for In the Green Room. A lot of stuff. Get out to the Acme. You got there. Get on the website. Get the tickets and have a good time.
AcmeScreeningRoom.org.
Ah.
Almost blew that.
Org, yes, indeed. Okay. Well, until next time. Bye, everybody, and peace to you.